Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Thursday, May 28th, 2015. In the Lynn-Body-Mind it's me, Ra. We have Paul and Asha in the Jamie-Body-Mind. A lot has changed upstairs. There is a decree that we have known about, but it is being enforced fully now for all non-physical beings to be in the physical bodies with correct attitude and correct alignment, not coming in as body snatchers, but coming in to support the lives, the physical presences, in fulfilling their own individual destinies, living their own individual soul plans, creating lives of joy and worlds that work. In other words, manifesting the divine plan. In other words, triggering the awakening. And to do so right now.
That's true.
With the awareness that this is no longer a volunteer army. This is now conscription. Drafting of the non-physical presences. New rules apply to all of us. Me too, me too, me too.
That's true.
Holding that foundational awareness in place, we move into this videoed portion of our work today to do whatever is ours to do in all dimensions right now to trigger the awakening right now. And with that, it begins. There's a lot of attention being brought to the ears. It seems to have to do with reception, so we're just tuning
That's true.
to get as close to the center of the bullseye as we can get, getting our messages from as close to pure essence of divine source as we're able to access ourselves.
That's true.
Stretching longer, and every time we hit that target, the zap comes through, but it comes through at the pulse of a heartbeat.
That's true.
Zap, zap, zap.
That's true.
I don't know what that means, but
I
it
don't
means
know yet
something.
either.
And there's a sheet of paper in front of me that I'm clearly supposed to read from, and it has to do with the rules, the new rules, and how they apply to all of us. Me too, everybody on our team. I feel like this is a team meeting. I see everybody here. I see
That's
noses. I see Ed and Fritz.
That's true.
Matilda, Black Wolf.
Yes.
I see Charles. Garth. Asha.
That's true.
Well, Matilda's still here, even though Isis has, unfortunately, bit the dust.
That's true.
The new rules are really clear, and friends, we are to read them over and over again at the start of our team meetings until we come to believe them to be true.
That's
because
true.
These rules are another inconvenient truth that we would be likely to want to ignore.
That's
and
true.
So the first thing at the very top of the page, it's very clearly printed in big bold block letters. These rules apply to everyone, period. Yes, you too, period.
That's true.
So that's pretty clear. Any confusion about that?
No.
It applies to all of us.
That's true.
Getting into bodies is no longer optional. New rules.
That's true.
3 options. Take down the infected zone. And they say to pause right here and discuss why that might be a requirement. We have seen millions, maybe billions of non-physical beings trying very desperately to take down the infected zones.
It's true.
And nothing working. However,
true.
this actually proves that we are still in an infected zone.
Right.
And until that works, we will know that we must continue on, higher, onward, next layer
That's
of
true.
levels, next layer of levels,
That's
until
true.
we get to a place where that actually works.
That's true.
So to not have that on the list would create a situation that is not self-proving.
Yes.
This
that's
situation is self-proving because quite clearly of the 3 listed options, that's the best one.
That's true.
And so many billions of non-physical beings are really going for it now, whereas before they were only half-heartedly going for it. Now there's a desperate, a scrabbling quality for wanting to take down the infected zones, and nothing has as yet worked. We can't help but notice here we still are.
That's true.
Here in this team, we have certainly been trying to fulfill option number 1 for a long time,
That's
and
true.
I'm convinced that I do not have the ability to do that until we get to a clear zone. Just show of hands before we have discussion. Are we all in agreement with that, or do we even need to discuss this?
I think everyone's hands are up.
Everyone's
feel-
hands are up. I'm just
yeah.
feeling, all I feel are underarms.
That's true.
Hands up. Right. We're all in agreement that until we get out of the infected zone, that isn't going to work, and we'll
That's
know
true.
we don't have to waste our time on that. Plenty of billions of non-physical beings are scrabbling for that every time we hit a new level
That's true.
of layers. So that's not our concern, really.
That's true.
Are we all willing, for purposes of our internal team, to cross item number 1 off the list? Do or don't off your personal list. I'm not telling you what to do. I've crossed it off
I'm
of my
crossing it
list.
off of
I'm
mine.
not going to waste 1 ounce of energy or focus on that.
That's
I don't
true.
need to. So that leaves us item number 2 and item number 3 as the options.
That's true.
Item number 2 is get your alignment on for real, not for pretend.
That's true.
Get your attitude right for real, not for pretend.
That's true.
Look on the list. It's like a open source wiki database
That's
of
true.
Physical presences who are requesting help from above to live their soul plans. This isn't the same as the list of physical presences who are requesting solutions to their life challenges that
That's
don't
true.
involve living their soul plans.
That's true.
Those are flushed immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
It's only requests that have to do with, help me live my soul plan. I know I have a purpose and destiny. I'm trying to do it. I need help.
That's true.
And there's an open source database in the higher dimensions that lists all the requests for help, and it's sorted in lots and lots and lots of different ways. So the non-physical beings have the opportunity, option number 2, get your alignment on, and we'll explain that.
That's true.
Get your attitude right, and we'll explain that. Choose opportunities from the database, physical beings who are requesting help, who have not already been matched with someone.
It's true.
Get into the physical presence, help that person, that being, that sentient presence live his or her individual soul plan, fulfill his or her individual destiny, and in such a way to manifest the overall divine plan, and, in other words, trigger the awakening, and to do it right now.
That's true.
This is no longer optional.
That's true.
Now, we're to cover the prerequisites of even looking at the database. Or I don't know, maybe you can look at the database first, but I don't think so. I think you have to get your alignment
yeah, my
on
story is you have to
first
be in good alignment, and the
Yeah.
attitude has to be
before you
right.
can even, it's like you
Access
can't
it.
get
That's
into
true.
the database.
That's true.
So you have to have your channels up
That's true.
and intend to keep them that way.
That's true.
You have to be stretched target to target and intend to stay that way.
That's true.
You have to have found a way, manage your own attitude, take responsibility for your own attitude, to find a way to desperately want for the divine plan to manifest, desperately want for everyone to be living his or her soul plan right now, creating lives of joy and worlds that work. In other words, desperately want to trigger the awakening.
That's true.
Right now. Desperately want the awakening to succeed right now. In other words, desperately want to manifest the divine plan right
That's
now.
true.
Find a way to do that. Our attitudes are the only things we have control of. And no one but us can change our attitudes.
That's
it's up
true.
to us. We can find the gifts in the situation and focus on them. We can look for the good, not the bad.
That's true.
We can do it. So, with proper alignment, with proper attitude, finding the opportunities that call to us in a real personal way, get into the physical and do it.
That's
Help
true.
the physical beings express their own destinies.
That's true.
This ship of state, this superstructure of the non-physical, is being pulled into the dock for overhaul.
That's
This is
true.
not a cruise ship. This is not a vacation ship. We are supposed to be here to work.
That's
Somehow
true.
it's gotten off track,
That's
and that's
true.
why this ship is going to the shipyard for a complete and thorough overhaul.
That's true.
You can assume all the bars and movie theaters are coming out,
Oh yeah.
and what's going in our basic sailors' bunks.
That's true.
This applies to all of us. So for those of us who are in Team Awakening, we can look at our current assignment and come to value how actually incredible and amazing it is. We might be stationed in the Garth Nebula.
That's true.
We might be stationed in the Lynn-Body-Mind.
That's true.
Or in the Jamie-Body-Mind.
That's true.
Or in
Ed, Fritz,
Ed,
right.
or Fritz, who seem to be computers. They are clearly machines.
That's true.
And in Matilda, who seems to be a chipper, an all-purpose chipper.
That's
She's clearly
true.
a machine.
That's true.
We're stationed in one of these presences, and these presences have been working with the energy and the concepts for longer than any other presences that we're
true.
aware of. So these are the primo assignments, and to be grateful for the primo assignment, not forget it for a moment.
That's true.
I intend to really remember it.
That's true.
We look at, for example, our friends Pan and Luce, who went into that planet that's kind of off to the
the
right
side
of
of
the Garth
Garth.
Nebula.
That's true.
And they are getting beat up.
It's a rough rodeo.
It is a rough rodeo.
That's true.
Really, really about 1,000 times harder than they expected it to be.
That's true.
We can assume that our opportunity is worse than theirs, not better,
Oh, yeah.
because the standards go up, the bar goes up as we continue through this journey.
That's true.
And we can assume another thing, that everywhere throughout the non-physical, people are looking for reasons that their situation is surely an exception to the rule, even though at the top it very clearly says this applies to everyone. Yes, this applies to you too.
That's true.
Everyone is going to be hoping that it doesn't apply to them.
That is true.
Now, if it obviously applies to us, will it most likely obviously apply to them?
Oh yeah.
Therefore, game theory would say if any of us loses our alignment, loses our attitude, doesn't do the job as prescribed, and do that long enough to run out of grace,
That's
which
true.
we drain super fast.
That's true.
Grace drains so fast right now.
That's true.
We can assume that we will be made an example of, and we will default to option number 3.
That's true.
Option number 3 for everyone. If people cannot, non-physical presences cannot find a way to take down the infected zone,
That's true.
which doesn't seem to work inside the infected zone.
No.
If they cannot sustain good alignment, good attitude, getting into the body and helping the body live his or her soul plan,
That's
individual
true.
destiny, then option number 3 is exercised, which is translated loosely as
Keel hauling.
and means something like painful death,
That's true.
painful immediate death.
That's true.
That probably includes some aspect of dismemberment.
Yes.
And then, after that, you are not put on the shelf. There is no shelf.
No.
Back you go to the wiki page
That's true.
to find the next match. And game theory would say, as always, the opportunity that you walked away from was by far easier than the second opportunity that's going to be presented, which is by far easier than the third opportunity, and so on,
That's
and
true.
so on, and so on,
That's
and
true.
so on. I myself intend to really internalize this awareness.
Me too.
So if you actually have the intention to internalize the awareness, it's almost like eat the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Draw the vibration of this announcement in. I have a copy. Does everybody have a copy
everyone
of
has
it?
a copy.
Whew, just draw it in until we can feel it printed on the cells of our energy. Really printed. Draw it in. Internalize it. This applies to me. They aren't talking about those non-physical presences out there. They are talking to me.
That's true.
Now, with our dear friend Isis, who was the first to test this theory, asked to be shown her next assignment.
It's something really unpleasant.
Really unpleasant, and we already saw the keel hauling being applied to her.
That's true.
Oh, a note to the people who believe that there's invisible option number 4, that they can just run and hide in the physical and they won't be found. Black Wolf, would you like to share the list that comes into your office moment by moment, which is of body snatchers in the physical, people whose attitudes have dropped below the acceptable limits and whose alignment has disconnected below the acceptable limits.
It's like in one hand he has the list, and the other hand he has like a scalp belt.
Yeah, it's a scalp. It does look like a scalp.
Yeah, like a Native
belt.
American scalp
Yeah,
belt.
it does.
Yeah,
right.
that's funny.
So, yeah. So Black Wolf is running the department that tracks down those people.
And he intends to do his job as well as it can be done.
He's going to get you, friends.
He's going to get you.
And friends, in this room, because you are my dear friends.
That's true.
He will get us.
Oh, yeah. And he knows us better than he knows those people. He'll get us faster.
And the trail will have left these offices.
That's true.
So expect that to take about this long.
That's true.
I don't intend to be confused about that.
No.
And I'm quite positive, as team leader, what happens to me will be the most uncomfortable, we'll call it,
That's true.
of anyone, were I to forget.
That's true.
So, friends, for your own sakes, internalize it. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. I'm going to ask once more for beings of the light who know exactly what to do, who already have their channels up, who already target to target, who intend to keep their channels up, intend to stay target to target, and who desperately want the awakening to succeed right now, to come in and help me internalize this even more deeply.
Even more deeply. Even more deeply.
So it's my every thought. So it is the subliminal background.
That's true.
Having the intention to draw the edict into the subliminal background. So it is what is driving the bus of my experience of
That's
living.
true.
The test being, if we were awakened from a sound sleep in the middle of the night, we would be able to generate it.
That's true.
Just like Asha got to. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Our souls have a plan for our lives before we're born.
That's
We know
true.
there are going to be challenges, but we expect to win. Then we're born, it's harder than we thought to be, and we start to play small in the game of life.
That's true.
That same way we should be able to generate it. For our own safety.
That's true. It still seems to be going up. Did you feel someone catch it?
What I felt was like something hitting a dartboard. It's in a room of people who feel serious.
That's interesting.
Now, let me lean, and when I lean your way, I see it going up. You lean my way, can you see it?
Yeah, I see that.
Maybe I have bad aim.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's in its wrong place.
They are watching me. Whew. I think I'm going to play some grace
I'm gonna play some grace.
and generate some more grace pretty darn quick.
That's true.
Well, we generate grace by shutting this layer of levels.
That's true.
Do it right now.
Let's do it.
There are a lot of screams as we do this.
That's true.
But everybody has had their chance to follow the edict. It
That's
is
true.
time to pull the boat out. And the boat seems to kind of be turning inside
yeah,
out.
that's true.
It's like the boat itself, or ship, this isn't a boat, the ship itself is becoming that which choose these people
That's true.
who have ignored the edict, thinking surely it doesn't apply to me because I am a good person.
That's true.
It applies to all of us. Me too.
That's true.
Almost. I'm just pulling it inside out, straight up, longer, target to target, zap. Garth, power it up, man. Whoa. Well, I think it's finishing.
That's my story too.
Alright, let's see if we can lock it in place. ratchet the next layer of levels of the non-physical closer to the physical. Whew! And we begin again. They already know about the decree.
That's
I
true.
don't know what we need to really live stream up, except heads up,
Start
friends.
with the errors.
You are on the hot seat right now.
That's true.
Now is the time. Now is the time. Right now. Well, I still see that corkboard, but it's much farther away in a different one.
That's true.
All right.